Hello, Black women. Hello, friends. I think the next great Black migration is already started. It's already underway. And so I have some questions about what happens when more Black people in the diaspora, Black American people, what happens when more Black American people live outside of the United States than inside of the United States? Because I think the great Black migration that's happening right now is happening abroad. How do I know? I'm currently in Bogota, Colombia. I'm one of the participants in this next great Black migration. And I live in Colombia. I'm in my apartment in Bogota right now. I also have a permanent residency, legal permanent residency in Mexico. And I'm the co-founder of the Exodus Summit community, which is a community of Black women and their families who are leaving the United States. And I want to talk a little bit about culture, diaspora, art, and how we preserve it, how we regard it, how we respect it, how we revere it, and how we preserve it today. Good morning. All right. If you're here, say good morning. Hello. Hi, Diva Miami. Hello, Sid Noble. Good morning, Angela. Good morning, TC Bean. Good morning, Chrissy Answay. Hey, co-living single. Oh, the thing is moving. Good morning, girl, please. Hey, opportunity awaits. Hey, Tori Reed. Hi, Elaine Gordon. How's everyone? Hey, Sarah. Hey, Fall Girl. This is what a confluence of cultural excitement. I think Kendrick Lamar kicked off some stuff last year, and Bad Bunny propagated some stuff this year. It's an amazing time to be a person with a little bit of cultural pride. It's an amazing time to be out here. Also, so the World Cup has kicked off. I'm in Colombia. Colombia is expected to do pretty well in the World Cup. And it's nice to see the excitement, the buzz that happens when there's some sort of international thing happening. The first goal scored in the 2026 World Cup was scored by a Black man from Mexico, a Mexican teammate, Mexican national, who was also Colombian, right? A Black Colombian Mexican. Here in Bogota, that first goal happened and fireworks went off. Different people. So in Latin America, fireworks are pretty normal. In Mexico, fireworks are every day. Okay, fireworks, especially if you live in a small town in Mexico, you hear fireworks all the time. I was just in San Miguel de Allende, and we heard fireworks probably most of the evenings that I stayed at the co-living place for a few minutes. Right, fireworks are normal. I never heard fireworks in Bogota. I've never heard fireworks in Bogota. I've been here for a year and a half. Don't you know, when that man scored that goal, I heard fireworks. And then I was laying on my sofa. I looked out the window and you could see a little smoke here, a little smoke there, different people setting off fireworks. I was like, Colombia's not playing in the World Cup today. What's happening? I get on my laptop and I see Mexico had just scored a goal. So I was like, oh, okay, that's what they're celebrating for Mexico. Maybe they're Mexicans or whatever, or there's just some solidarity. And then I looked it up later and the Mexican player is Colombian, you know? So I was like, oh, okay, it's an exciting time to be a cultural person, a person with a culture. Puerto Rican Day Parade is this weekend in Nueva York. The Puerto Rican Day Parade is happening. And Haiti's in the World Cup for the first time since I've been born, since 1974. Haiti's in the World Cup. Haiti plays today, right? It's a wonderful time to be a person of culture with some sort of cultural background, because y'all, we just out here living, out here celebrating. And that's got me thinking about diasporas. There are some things that I'm jealous of. Mostly in my life, I feel really contented, but there are some people I'm jealous of. And so we're gonna, and I believe in using jealousy and envy in your favor, using them as warning signs, as alerts, as signals. So I'm going to ring the alarm on some things that I'm jealous of. And one of the things that I'm jealous of is the pride that Jamaicans and Haitians get to have in their flag That's one of the things I would like to talk about today. I will never, as an American, as a Black American person, I will never wear my flag the way a Jamaican will wear her flag. But we do have things, cultural things. We do have culture. And I want to just talk about those things today. Thank you for all of the compliments on my hair. Thank you. This is a 2-day, it takes me 2 days to get my hair to look like this. So I appreciate when you notice. I also appreciate the compliments on my hair when it's just in its own natural state of afro. But this here twist out is a 2-day process for me to do this. So thank you for the appreciation and thank you and the compliments. Things are good down here in Bogota. And, it's nice. We've had a couple of really nice warm days, warmer. We hit the 70s in Bogota. I believe this is the first time I've ever looked at the temperature and it's been in the 70s. And I've been here for a year and a half, right? So, warm weather is here. It's rainy. It's been rainy, but we had a couple of really nice sunny days. So I've been out getting a little bit of sun. I went out and got my jersey. Who mentioned they got their jersey? I went out and got my Colombian jersey. Yesterday, after Rashida and I met doing Exodus Summit things, I went to the store, bought a kettlebell, some yoga blocks, because I have a yoga mat, but I needed the blocks. I went to buy a kettlebell and yoga blocks. First of all, in the mall, I run into a woman from Exodus Summit. There's a little mall in walking distance of me. It's not really little, but it's little. It's got everything you need in one. It's my favorite mall here because it's got everything I need, but it's not a big mall. Go to this little mall. Don't you know Harlem Minded and her husband are sitting in the restaurant eating lunch. Right. I did know they were in town and we're going to meet up later, but I didn't expect to see them. So I walk into the mall. I see a woman from Exodus Summit. Oh, hey, girl. Buenas tardes. And then I go over to the Decathlon store to pick up my kettlebell and my yoga blocks and paid for my stuff. I'm walking out of the store and I see the Colombian soccer jersey. And I was like, oh, shoot, I need it. I need it. So I go back and get it. When I'm on my way out, the little security guard lady, she joked with me about it. I wasn't exactly sure what she was saying, but I was like, yeah, this shirt was very important. She was joking about how I turned around after the door to go back and pay for that jersey. So I got my jersey as a Colombian lady. I got my jersey, but I don't know, maybe who knows what will happen, but I think as Black American people, that flag will never be a flag that we'll be excited to wear. Like a Haitian, like a Jamaican, like even a Puerto Rican, even though the flag's similar colors, the same color, will never wave that flag. Right, like a Boricua waves her flag, puts it on her car, is her bumper sticker or something, right? Orgullo, right? They'd be like Orgullo with the flag. I don't know that we're ever going to feel like that about the American flag because it has done so much damage around the world, right? Being from the main big baddie, being from the main big bad is always going to be a thing that we'll have to contend with, that a Jamaican or Haitian does not have to contend with. But I think there's a lot to learn from a Jamaican and Haitian about being a diaspora and holding on to your ness, right? Your African Americanness, your Blackness, your Jamaicanness, your Haitianness, holding on to those things while still being a loving member of the new place. Erica Dinero TV, hey, what's your state? What state are you from? What flag? I don't know. Delaware's flag is just like two white men. It's a Black background with two white men on it. Our state flag is very boring and also not a flag I would want to put on any attire or on my car. Too stained. Yes. Hi, it's giving complicity. Hi, welcome. Yeah, our flag is too stained. I agree with that. I agree. There are some things that I'm really jealous and envious of, and I'm really envious of people who can wear their flag and wave it around and whatever. So that's why, listen, I'm about to be so Colombian. Okay, I got my jersey. I now know when Independence Day happens. That's the only day down here that you see the flag out. I expect it'll be out for the World Cup too. but it's not like in the United States where you can just walk around and people's homes have American flags in the front yard. Other countries don't do that. But I expect for the World Cup, it'll be out. The flag will be out. Yes, this is the flag of criminal enterprises, right? Hi, I haven't really formally introduced myself. My name is Stephanie Perry. I'm the creator of House Sitter School and the co-creator of Exodus Summit, and I help Black women take career breaks or sabbaticals abroad. I help Black women move abroad. I help Black women bop around the world as a nomad. If you're interested, go ahead and subscribe, please. Hit the subscribe button. This is me pausing for you to hit the subscribe button. Thank you. And then turn on notifications. Ring that bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video or when I go live with my friends. Oh, California does have a good flag. I actually had a T-shirt a long time. When I went to California one time, I bought a T-shirt with the California flag. California does have a good flag. And I sincerely believe California will be its own country in our lifetime. And so maybe, okay, Erica, you may have the one exception to the state flag, because some state flags are very Confederate, right? Some state flags absolutely cannot work for us. Oh, see, mi español. So my Spanish accent is so good that people be thinking I can habla español. I got the accent down. Now I just need to get the words down. The listening and comprehension is falling short. But the accent, oh, Marilyn, y'all, yes, that's the thing and the thing and the, oh, some of y'all do have flags that maybe you could, maybe. Yeah, some of y'all have better flags than the Delaware flag. Sincerely, the Delaware flag is a blue background, light blue, with two of the colonizers standing on it behind a little diamond, where the diamonds used to be called the Diamond State. And so blue background, little diamond, little pale yellow diamond, and two colonizers on it. Harlem Minded says, in New York, rep the red, black, and green. You don't see that anymore. When I was a child, in the younger days, you used to see. You don't see that too much anymore. What happened? I don't know. I forgot all about it. Here we are, Juneteenth. I forgot all about it. Let's get to my outline. I have some things that I wanted to talk about today. Uh-oh, where's my outline? Oh, yeah. Okay, so the confluence. I wrote down the confluence of of cultural shifts, cultural events, let's call them, that are happening that make this a really exciting time to be around. And I already talked about the World Cup. I already talked about Puerto Rican Day Parade. I said Mamdani invented progress. Mayor Mamdani invented progress. And so that's also a thing that's got people very excited. And Haiti in the World Cup for the first time since 1974. Okay, so I think that we need to preserve, I think the steps to being a diaspora with a strong culture still is preserving what we have. It is revering what we have. There are two different things. I think that there's a lot of Black culture that enough Black people don't respect and revere and regard. So I'd like to talk about some aspects of Black culture that we kind of overlook, or that Black excellence taught us to dismiss. And then that's it. And then if there are any things that we think it's too late to preserve, maybe this is the easiest one. I think it's too late to preserve. Hear me out, okay? The voice, Mamdani. There are parts in the United States where I'm like, if I lived there, I can understand why people would be like, why are y'all leaving? Maybe. Now, New York is not a perfect place. The Zionists have taking their tactics to New York City, and they're stealing. There's deed theft. They're stealing people's property right out, Black and brown people's property right out from under them in New York. I'm not saying New York is like a haven, a safe. I'm not saying New York City is a safe haven, but I am saying I can see why people are like, oh, what's the problem? New York City, I can see why some New York City people, especially this year in particular, would be like, oh, why y'all leaving? That doesn't mean I think New Yorkers should stay. Absolutely not. Because you're one city inside of a state, inside of a country that is not on your side, okay? But he did invent progress. And Mayor Mamdani invented getting shit done. And so that's nice. That's a nice thing. But the country as a whole, you still one city in a country of no, thank you. No, thank you. All right. I think it's too late to preserve this one thing. The voice, the actual literal voice, the sound of straight Black men used to be very Black. A straight Black man used to sound very Black. Queer Black men still sound very Black. Straight Black men today, a straight Black man under 40, if you talk to him on the phone, you got to be like, is you Black? What is this? What is going on with your voice? What? I don't know what happened with voices. I don't know what happened with voices. But we lost, that is a thing in our culture that we have lost that I don't know that we can regain, because we lost the voice and we've lost the regional dialect because of the internet. This is not our fault. The voice change, I think, was a Black man's active choice to try to protect himself, right? If Blackness is dangerous and if the cops be shooting Black people, what can I control? The way I sound. I can control the way I sound, and I can try to sound less, quote unquote, threatening. And so a lot of younger Black men do not sound like they used to sound. They don't sound how they used to sound. Okay. But also, hold on, my thing's not scrolling. But also the dialect. I'm talking to the wrong ones. I don't talk to any. I be on the internet. Okay. I don't really talk to people. I'm in Colombia, right? But the sound it don't sound like it used to, right? Part of it is the tone of voice has changed because Black men actively made a choice to change the sound, the tone of their voice to sound less threatening, quote unquote. I'm putting that in quotes, so that, it's a preservation tactic. Just like Black men actively chose to try to breed their way to whiteness, they tried to sound less Black. I think it's absolutely true. I'm not a cultural anthropologist, but I did minor in cultural anthropology. And I think it's a real thing. It's a real thing. You can't tell, you never convinced me that that's not what happened, right? And I can't blame somebody for saying this place is really dangerous for me. How can I protect myself? What do I have in control? What am I in control of? And part of that is the voice, the sound, to try to sound less threatening. I think we've lost that. I think we'll never hear that again. When the men who are in their 50s and 60s and 70s, when they're gone, the sound of Black men's voice, the sound is going to be gone. We can't recapture it. I don't think. I know, but welcome, Akila. That's the thing that I do. I generalize. It's like my thing. Right? I take a few experiences and examples and I turn them into my rules, my welcome. You'll have fun here. Relax. Sit back and relax. But it is a thing. We've also changed. So Erica says she's not noticed the voice change, but she has witnessed complacency. And then we've lost regional sounds. It's hard today. So when you hear that real New York, that real older New York City accent, you're like, oh, I haven't heard that in a while. Every now and then you'll hear it on the internet. Y'all heard my mayor Muslim. The sound, we flattened out our regional dialects, but that's just a function or a result of the internet, right? People sound less like themselves, like like their region and are more broad and general. I never really had, it's been years, like since childhood, I haven't really had a Delaware accent, but I love it. I love that Delaware, the northern, and there's two different Delaware, I would say two different Delaware sounds. Wilmington is very different from like Dover and Milford. But I never really had it, except I do say wooder. The rest of it, I don't have a good, because then I grew up in Ohio and whatever. But I miss being able to tell exactly where someone is from the way that they sound. And that's fading. And that's just the result of the internet. But I think that that's also a Black cultural thing that we may not get back. A flattening of what Black American people sound like that we won't get back. I do think New Orleans people have held on to theirs. Now, Black New Orleans people have really shrunk, right? Not a lot of Black people in New Orleans had to leave and were not able to return. So that has shrunk. Kira says, retire the Baltimore accent. Keep it. No, it's beautiful. When you don't hear it anymore, Kira, you'll miss it. It's beautiful. It's beautiful to some. The Baltimore accent is beautiful to some, and we'll miss it when it's gone, right? There will be a time when cultural anthropologists, or who else studies the linguists, they'll be like, and we don't hear this anymore, right? Just like there are, let's say, like Native American languages that people are fighting to keep alive, North and South American Native languages that people are fighting to keep alive. That Baltimore accent, it will be something that people will be sad to see leave. But I think as far as Black culture goes, that flattening of that accent is an alarm bell. I think it's an alarm bell about what we stand to lose if we don't hold on to our culture, if we don't respect and revere it and preserve it in some way. Ain't no accent in the world as poetic, as musical, as beautiful as a Black person from New Orleans. It's amazing. You gonna smile. You gonna sit back, take it in. Take it in. They be like, baby. Sit back and relax into it. We're going to miss it if we lose it. If they lose it, we have a vested interest. I think we should have a vested interest in making sure that people get to hold on to their sound. I believe, I'm so serious about it. I'm not joking when I say we've lost the sound of like the general Black men, the timbre, the tone, we've lost it. I don't know if we can recover it. And that's an alarm bell. We're going to lose these other things too if we don't revere them and preserve them. We have to do more than recognize that this is a thing. We have to respect it, put some respect on it, and revere it and preserve it. You know, it's my weekly, I forgot to put blush on moment. Respect it and revere it. And by blush, I mean smear lipstick on my cheeks while I speak. We got to revere it. We're going to miss it, right? That Philadelphia, I don't hear a difference between Black and white Philadelphia. Some accents are very different, Black and white. That Philadelphia accent, we're going to miss it. We're going to miss it when it's gone. Chicago is a draw. Chicago is a pace. The Chicago accent, the pace of the Black, ain't nobody in the world. My favorite people in the whole world are Black women from Chicago, okay? And the pace of the Chicago accent, we're gonna miss it. You say it's not going anywhere. We're gonna miss, there's a flattening, right? The internet has changed things, and it's flattening how we sound and how we talk, and it's flattened the words that we choose and use. I hear people who are not from Philly talking about a John. And I'm like, I don't even say John. I'm from Delaware. I'm from Newcastle and Wilmington and Dover, Delaware. And I don't even say John. Why are you saying John? You're not from Philly. Leave that. There's a flattening that's happening that I think we need to talk about an accent. Right? There's a flattening that is happening that upsets me and my homegirls. Yeah, so I don't know that I ever really had a real Delaware. I don't remember what I sounded like as a kid, but I know moving to Ohio at age 8 or 9, I lost it. If I did have it, I lost it, and I'll never get it back. Right? I don't sound like my cousins, really. Right? My cousin Kim, she got it. Right? She is so Newcastle. We grew up in Newcastle. She is so Newcastle. I don't have it, except water. I do say water instead of water, but I don't have the rest of it. I'll never get it back, I don't think. Amina says the accent's not going anywhere, but you're talking about, I don't know, girl. I don't know. I be seeing things early. As a generalizer, as a stereotyper, I be seeing things early. I think we're missing it. I think it's happening. I think it's absolutely happening because, like, a lot of on the internet, you go to wherever, YouTube, TikTok, whatever, and listen to a Black person. You should be able to kind of pick out where they're from. You should, but you can't. You can't. Not from the words they use and not from the sounds that they make. Right? Even Baltimore, young Baltimore people they're losing it. I'm so serious about this, and it's stressing me out. I'm not kidding. I'm not joking. Go to the internet. Some of us are in our 50s and we don't hear 20-somethings. But listen to the 20-somethings. You can't tell where they're from unless they're from Memphis or New Orleans. You can't tell where they're from. Some Southern Californians, they have a different sound too. But Southern California, like South Central Californians, you used to be able to tell. Like, that's right. Now, I don't know where you're from. I can't tell. I can't tell where you're from. Not by the words you use and not by the way you sound. I don't know. I'm surprised so many of y'all are saying it's not going to go away, because it's absolutely going to go away because that's what happens to language, right? There are many, 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 many dying or dead languages. That's what happens to language. If we consider these sounds and these dialects the same way that we consider languages, that's what happens to them. They get eaten alive by the colonizer's language. The internet's not a real place. My nieces and nephews still sound like Chicago. I don't know, because they on the internet and they doing them dumb TikTok dances. I don't know. Now, I did see my nephew when I was home last time, and he did sound very Delaware. I'm thinking it over. I think I'm right on this. I think in a couple of years, not even 10 years, in a couple of years, you won't be able to tell where somebody's from. We already on the internet, you already can't tell where people are from. I think in real life, in person, we're a couple of years away from losing it if we don't preserve it, if we don't value it. A problem that we have as Black people is that we have had to, what Nichelle says, we have had to alter, flatten, code switch to be accepted into, whiteness, into the world, into the United States money-making capitalist scheme. We've had to flatten ourselves. I'll say we've had to code switch. And That's not our fault. I'm not saying it's our fault. Assimilate. We've had to do those things. And I think it's the end result is always going to be we're going to lose it. I don't know how you come away from that saying, but we hold on to it. I don't know. Especially not when you had Black excellence tell us that the white way was the right way, right? Especially when you had Black excellence tell us that it was too ghetto, too hood to sound like whatever, whatever. Then there's no other end result. There's no other end result except that we lose it. It's washed away. Amina says, there is a subculture of Black people that still sound like our grandparents that just got off. Yes, so that's what I mean about the Chicago, the pace. And Chicago is its own accent, right? But it's not the same as the white people accent, right? When people think of Chicago, they be like, the Bears. Remember how that used to be? What's his name? Mike Ditka, that Mike Ditka, right? There is a very specific Black Chicago pace and sound. It's very Mississippi. It's very Mississippi. Wow. I believe, Amina, I believe that the internet is flattening that out too. Amina said code switching causes cancer. When does it stop? You're right. I think that we've had a good transformation. I credit the Black natural hair movement for a lot of things. I think the Black natural hair movement created some dominoes. I'm not saying the Black natural hair movement was the beginning, right? But it was an out loud movement that said, I'm Black and I'm proud. Remember when somebody asked Rihanna, I don't know that Rihanna likes Black women. I don't know that we talked about this last week. I like Black women. I love Black women. But I think that there should be a subset of Black women who are not on the side of Black women. They should be in a different category. We call them women of color or something else. I'm not sure if Rihanna is a Black woman or a woman of color in terms of her love and regard for other Black women. I think if you don't love other Black women, you're not on the side of other Black women, then I don't think you should be called a Black woman. I believe that wholeheartedly. Be a woman of color, be something else. But remember when somebody was asking Rihanna about her hair and she was like, 'cause I'm Black, bitch, right? How come she didn't slick her edges back, right? How come her edges were nappy? And she said, 'cause I'm Black. The natural hair movement did do some things for us. And I think that there was a code switching awakening that happened that coincided with the natural hair movement. And I think those Black women who were like, this is what I look like, were also able to be like, and this is what I sound like, and this is how I whatever, and this is how I whatever. I don't think it's a coincidence that we also saw the rise of the worship of the look of a Black woman's body, but on white women, right? But all of that coincided, and I think the Black natural hair movement gets some credit for that, for like de-white supremacizing us. I'm not saying that was the beginning. I'm not saying that the natural hair movement was the beginning of things. I'm just saying it was a out loud event, time, and it influenced other parts of Black women's lives. And I think that. And then I think other people, like they do, came in and stole it. White people will steal. So it came in and stole. Cheryl Underwood years ago, she had a joke where she would stand on stage when she was performing, she would stand on stage with her purse and she would do her set with her purse. And she'd be like, I'm not leaving my purse backstage. Anytime you will steal a whole race of people, you don't mind stealing $2, $3 out somebody's purse, right? Well, white people will steal. And so I think that we saw white people then being like, oh, well, what can we take from them? We can take the look of their bodies, the look of their faces, the words. We can take pretty much everything, but not the hair. Can't take the hair. Yes. I always thought that was really funny. and a good reminder. They will steal $2, $3 out your purse. Okay. We were in San Miguel de Allende last time, not this last time that I was there, but the time before. Was with Rashida and Dara and Adelia, and I was like, Dara, there's white tourists around here. You need to secure that backpack. Right? She had a little book bag, little backpack. I'm like, there's a lot of white tourists here right now. Put that backpack on your back or on your front. Okay, these white people will steal from you. Okay, so that's the thing that the main thing that I wanted to ring the alarm about was dialect, sound, voices. I still recognize a Black woman's voice. I think Black women have held on to the sound. We still sound like Black women. Even when we don't, we do. But I think Black men have chosen, straight Black men, have chosen to give up the sound of their voices as a protection tactic. It didn't work. It's not going to work, right? You can't breed your way to whiteness. You can't alter your voice or your appearance enough to be white. But there was an attempt. Attempts were made, and I think that is a thing that I wanted to ring the alarm about. So if I think we need to preserve and revere, right? Respect and revere Black culture, what are some things in Black culture that I think are at risk? I'm glad you asked me that. Okay. Black excellence. One of my nemesis convinced some Black people that some things were too beneath us, too ghetto, too hood, to be considered Black culture and Black art. And that's a lie. That's a trick of the enemy. Booty shaking is just as valid as call and response. I love that Black people understand call and response. Other people don't understand white people do not understand call and response. They don't get it. They don't get it. We get call and response. They don't get it. We value that as a part of Black culture. But so is booty shaking. That's why they can't do it. That's why their TikTok dances are all like standing flat-footed. Waist up. We're going to move our hands. Not exactly riding the beat, just copying what we think the words are saying, right? That is art. Black body movement is art. Black body movement is art. Keep it. We lost some nervous system regulation when we went from full body dancing to waist up TikTok dances. It's nice to see Black people and families doing dances on TikTok. It's nice. You spend time together, you learn the choreography together, you record it together. It's fun. It's nice. But your nervous system, there is some nervous system regulation in the wine, right? In the twerk. I've been working on it. I've been working on my twerk. There is some nervous system regulation. In 3 or 4 years, white women will be selling nervous system regulation through twerking courses. And we're going to be like, oh, we missed out. The body movement, we're at risk of losing it. Twerk to make it work. We're losing it. We've lost the hairdresser. I think we've lost the hairdresser and barber care. Black men have not been the same since they stopped going to the barber and that man stopped touching them and caring for them. Man on man love, man on man care, man on man physical touch. They haven't been the same since they lost it. The barber became $80. It became $80 to go to a Black barber, and Black men don't go to Black barbers anymore. Okay. And they have not been the same since. The hairdresser, the care and attention that Black women received, the community and connection that we received in the hairdresser and the barbershop, we've lost it. or they're at risk. I think they can be recovered. I think the only thing we've lost is the sound of the male voice. But I think we can recover the beauty shop and hair and barber shop care. We can recover it. It's going to require some things. Your barber's $25. Listen, I be hearing men complaining about the price of the barbershop. So then does that mean you go to the barbershop as often as you went to the barbershop when you were in your 20s? This is a conversation I don't hear men having. I don't hear Black men having the conversation of what they lost when they lost the barbershop. It now is a podcast, right? The barbershop became the podcast, and you lost y'all's minds. Black men, they lost their minds. I think we're missing it, but I don't think it's too late to regain it, to recapture it. I stopped going to the hairdresser when I went natural, but that doesn't have to be the case, right? I think but I do think we're losing it. Erica says she's not losing the body movement. She still dances her ass off. What else? What else is on my list? Black names. Bring back Black baby names. My name is Stephanie, and my name is Stephanie Michelle. Okay. This is another thing I've always been jealous of. I'm jealous of Jamaicans and Haitians and Puerto Ricans who get to wave their flag. Okay. I'm jealous of that. I'm also jealous of people whose name, when you see that name, you know she's Black. Now, Perry is a relatively Black name, but I'm jealous of that. Even I went to college with a Stephanie who was Steffanee, right? Even a spelling, right? A Black spelling. Let me know before you walk in the door. Now, there have been lots and lots of studies on how having a name that's identifiable as Black on paper means career and financial suffering. I'm not here to downplay that. I'm just here to say, bring back Black baby name. I also need to be fully transparent. One time I did break up with a dude because I found out his son's name was DeQuarius. And I was like, I'm not going to be DeQuarius' stepmom. If your child's name is DeQuarius, listen, do you? That was younger me. Now, fully formed adult me is like, bring back Black baby name, right? Bring it back. We haven't seen a Keisha born in 35 years. There has not been and you see white people using some of these names. I saw a white Ebony, Imani. I made a little list. White Ebony, white Imani, and white something else. Might have been Keisha. Bring them back. Bring back, right? My niece has an apostrophe in her name, and my sister-in-law was like, I meant to put one in his name too. She forgot. I meant to put an apostrophe in his name. Where are the apostrophes at? So that's what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not saying this is a selfish request, but this is a way to hold on to Black culture around the world. This is not me saying a Black baby name is the best fiscal choice for you in this capitalist society. All right. Not on board with that one. Which one? The names? Where they at though? Where they at? Imani? I saw them and I had to start a list. Definitely Imani and Ebony. I think it might have been a Black Keisha or a Black. To me, it might have been something like, I don't remember. I'm like, what are y'all doing? We don't use them names anymore. And now they're free to use them. So Fatima is a name that I think about quite a bit. So I'm in Colombia. I'm looking at children on the internet for adoption purposes. And I'll be like, what would if I got a baby? I can't adopt a baby in Colombia because of the age, because I'm too old to adopt an infant in Colombia. But I'm like, if I had a baby, what would I name my baby? And Fatima is always on the list because to me it's Black and it's international. So in Black world, it's Fatima, right? Fatima, very Black, but around the world it's Fatima. And so everybody can say it, right? It's one of the names that everybody can say. I don't remember what it means now, but white people they'll take anything, right? They'll take anything. It's a Muslim name that means something. I don't remember what it means, but it's also a Black name that we all get. And everybody in the world can pronounce it, right? I'll be thinking about baby names a lot. A white Tawana. Oh, yeah, white Tawana. I feel like there's a white Tawana on the internet, but she's Tawana, not like Tijuana. Anyway, I feel like there's a white Tawana on the internet. I'm good with make it up. Make it up, Raven. Make up a name. Everything is made up. Everything is made up. Everything is made up. Make up a name. Put an apostrophe in it. Yes, right. Well, how would you spell Stephanie with an apostrophe? Steph. It would have to be after the f and before the knee. STEFA apostrophe N E. Make it up. Everything is made up. The structures, the boxes, mostly are white supremacists. Most of them boxes, most of them times when you be like, no, you're going too far now. Most of them boxes, white supremacists. Decolonize our names. Girl, I was in my 20s though. I was like, yeah, my son DeQuay. I was like, nope, we're not going no further because I can't be DeQuarius' stepmom. I cannot call that. We done. DUN. Okay, we done here. But that was the old me. Okay. Now the new me is like, bring them back. Bring them back. Cat. Put the apostrophes in the names. Do it. I used to work with a white man named Kurt Simmons. I'm like, Kurt, anybody ever told you? His name wasn't just Kurt Simmons. His name was Curtis Simmons. Curtis Simmons. I'd be like, Kurt, anybody ever told you you got a Black name? Be careful out here applying for jobs. You need to put your picture on your resume. Put the picture on the resume. Everything is made up. Everything is made up. Start it. You met a white Lakeisha? I might have been Keisha. It might have been Keisha that I saw on the internet, a white person named White Shantae. We don't value these things, and then they steal these things, and then we get mad that they stole this valuable thing. All we have to do is value it to begin with. If we value it to begin with, we don't have to be mad when they show us the value after they steal it, which takes me to the next point, Black food. Black food is healthy food. You let people convince you that Black food's not healthy food, and then they go out and sell you recipes with okra. They done colonized Black food because they told you it was unhealthy food. We could lose the recipes, literally. Black food, we're at risk of losing Black food. So when you move abroad, I love the name Khadijah. I think Khadijah, one of them means like, what is Khadijah? Khadijah is probably a name that people can pronounce just because there are enough famous Khadijahs. A lot of Muslim names, in my mind, I think of them as Black names, and then you find out that they're Muslim names, right? Khadijah means trustworthy. No, I done lost the red circle. Where y'all at? Okay. So I love a Black name, but some Black names, Black people, Did we colonize? Did we abscond with the Muslim names? Well, there are Black Muslims. Probably the first. So I knew Fatima. I knew some Fatimas when I was a child. We pronounced it Fatima, right? When I was a child, I knew some Fatimas, but it didn't occur to me that Fatima was a religious name until Catholics, Our Lady of Fatima. We used to drive past this church all the time, and I asked my mom about it one time. I was like, Our Lady of Fatima? She was like, Fatima, right? Catholics and Muslims use that name or title or word. But I thought it was a Black name. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of crossover between Muslim, what we would think of as a Muslim name, and what we would think of as a Black name, because Black Muslims, right? Or just because of a shared sound appreciation, right? Culturally, we appreciate similar sounds. I got Mackenzies and Michaelas in my family, okay? But that's not, it don't sound the same in your ear as Fatima. Mackenzie don't sound like Fatima. It don't sound like Imani. We have a sound, an ear, a different ear that makes us appreciate some things. And I think there's a lot of crossover with Muslim and Middle Eastern ears, right? African and Middle Eastern ears hear a musicality in words and names. And I think that that's might be why we see a lot of crossover. Years ago, I had picked out Hadia as a name for the baby that I was having. No, I had picked out Imani, and my baby daddy, he was like, no, Imani is a child's name, and one day she's going to be grown, right? He was like, we can't name her Imani. He was like, we're going to name her Zenobia. He loved the name Zenobia. Turns out one of our professors, his wife, Dick Gregory's daughter, her name was Zenobia, and she was married to one of the professors at school. And he just liked that lady. He just had a crush on that lady. But Zenobia to him sounded like music. He was a musician. He was a trumpet player. And he was like, Zenobia, we're going to name our baby Zenobia. And I was like, no, because there's no nickname. If we name her Zenobia, everybody's going to call her Nobi or something. I went to school with a Zenobia. And I was like, let's hear it. We got to hear it. I did name her Imani because she stayed a baby. She died, right? So I named her Imani. But he was like, no, she's going to be a woman one day. Imani's a child's name. Now, this was in the early 90s. He didn't know any grown women named Imani, right? Anyway, music, ears, we hear things, we hear names. And then I was like, Hadia. I don't remember what Hadia means. Maybe brilliant or bright light or something. I was like, Hadia. And then moved into a house, and my next door neighbor's daughter was Hadia. And I was like, I knew that was a good name. I knew that was a good name. There is a musicality to how we name our people that I hope we hold on to. I hope we hold on to. She was a nice lady. She was beautiful. She looked like, well, she was Dick Gregory's daughter. I don't know. You could probably Google her. She was beautiful. And I was like, the name sounds good, but there's no shortened version. I don't know. I couldn't get with it. I was like, I don't know. What is the short? Anybody here named Zenobia? What do people call you? When I went to Spelman, I had a classmate whose name was Zenobia, and we called her Nobi. And I was like, I'm not crazy about that, right? But yeah, he was like, her name is Zenobia. Somebody said your great grandmother was Zenobia. I'd never looked at the origin of the name. I did know it was a name that existed because Uptown Saturday Night. Remember the movie Uptown Saturday Night? Bill Cosby and what's the name? They went to Zenobia's. So I knew Zenobia was a name that existed before Dick Gregory's daughter. I did know it was a name, but I didn't know anybody older with the name. It didn't occur to me that there were great grandmothers named Zenobia. That's really cool. That's really interesting. Yeah, he wanted it to have a sound to it. Yeah. Jamaicans, speaking of another thing about Jamaicans name their children so that you know that they're Jamaican, because they're going to give her the middle name Ann, or the first name Ann. Her name going to be Sherry Ann, Carrie Ann, Shelly Ann, Becky Ann. Jamaicans going to give her a name so that when she announces herself in the world, people are going to be like, oh, are you Jamaican? Jamaicans believe in that Ann. Anybody here? Zenny, Z? Yeah, I guess y'all are coming up with good ideas. This was 1997. And I just couldn't get with it. I couldn't get with it. I think I would have won, right? Had she lived more than an hour, I would have won and her name would have been Hadia. But he couldn't get with Imani, which I thought was perfect. Right? I thought Imani was the perfect. I still think Imani is the perfect name. You can't top it. You cannot top it. It's 3 syllables. You want a substantial name, but it's short. It's really short. It's 6 letters, 5 letters, but it looks even shorter than that. I think it's a top tier name. First half of the alphabet. You want your name to start with the first half of the alphabet, I think. This is just me airing my grievances. S is not too late in the alphabet, but I think Z is too late in the alphabet. You're always going to come last when people are organizing things, right? I felt like Imani was do you have an Ann in there? Do you have an Ann? Sherry Ann, Shelly Ann, Carrie Ann, Rebecca Ann, Becky Ann. The world is going to know. Okay, the world must know. Just in case you're not wearing the Jamaican flag scarf on that particular day, still the world will know you are Jamaican. You are a Jamaican woman. Yeah, I felt like Imani was I still feel it is the perfect name. You can't top it. You cannot top it. It's top tier. All of my beefs with my name are solved with Imani. Stephanie is really long. It's 9 letters. 9 letters. It's only 3 syllables. If Imani can be 5 letters and 3 syllables, Stephanie is just too long. It's ridiculous. And it's in the last half of the alphabet, even though it's not at the end of the alphabet. It's not that, right? And there's no clue. You don't know what I'm going to look like when I show up. Right? You know I'm 50. All the Stephanies are 50 now. You know I'm 50. People are not naming their children Stephanie today. But you don't know what culturally, ethnically, racially, you have no idea. Imani, I think, is the perfect name. Do y'all have a perfect name out here? What is your perfect name? We're just having a good time. Happy Pride. Happy Puerto Rican Day. Happy Juneteenth. We're just partying. Okay. We just partying. We're just vibing, which is why earlier the comment of like, that was a real big generalization. Yes. Okay. We're just partying. Okay. Party. Erica is also, let's see. I've been wondering about my name, Erica, which is a big part of America and what that means for me. Erica is also a really strong name. Everybody can pronounce it, but there are quite a few. There are a lot of Ericas. I think the only downside of the name Erica is that there's a lot of Ericas, right? You're never the Erica. You're never the Stephanie. I'm never the Stephanie, right? There's a lot of Ericas, but it's a strong name. 3 syllables. You want some substance, right? You want 3 syllables in the name, at least, but you don't want 9 letters. 5 letters for 3 syllables, that's economical. Very economical of your parents. All the Ericas agree. Very, very economical. Missy named her daughter Janaya. My niece and nephew had an imaginary sister that they called Janaya. They had an imaginary baby in their family named Janaya. I would put an apostrophe in that personally. J apostrophe Naya. Yes, we're just vibing today. I don't know if how long it's take. Some of I don't maybe I didn't do a good job of setting the stage today. We're just vibes. Okay. I'm not the boss of Black culture. I don't know if y'all knew that. I don't have no say. I have no say in what is and isn't Black culture, what needs to be held on to. That's why I started with the most ridiculous one, right? The one that is the most none of my business. The Black man's voice. I got no say in how Black men sound. Right? I got no say. I thought that was making it clear that this was a light conversation, although serious, also fun. Okay. Okay. I think. Okay. I found a guest on the internet that I really wanted to talk with us today to follow up from last week's conversation about strong Black womanhood. But she was like, "Girl, I'm booked for Juneteenth. Holler at me later in the month." And I was like, "Okay, I will." Soraya for you is the best name. Soraya. Let's Google it. I'll steal it. Soraya name. I like. Let's see. Nobody wants to tell me the meaning. Star cluster. Ah, cluster of stars. I like a name that when you Google it, they'll be like, it's Spanish. No, it's Arabic. No, it's this, right? A name that other different cultures have, right? That means more likely people are going to be able to pronounce it. The more different cultures it's a part of, the more easier people can pronounce it. All the Dianes are over 50. Yes. All the Dianes. All the Dianes are over 50. All the Stephanies, all the Heathers. Heathers are late 40s and 50s. I went to school with a couple Black Heathers. Heather is a funny name because it's either very white or very Black. It's not in the middle. All the Heathers, all the Stephanies, all the Michelles. Yes, Erica. You can spell it how you want. You can put a K in there. I'd throw an apostrophe in there. Those. Oh, so this is my new favorite. So as a Colombian woman scrolling through adoption roles, right? Shamara. I love that name. It means warrior. Right? I just picture a lady with a spear. I'm in the field with a shield and a spear. I'm in the oh, I can't. I'm in your girl with her heels in the air. That's Black Thought. Um, I'm a fan of this name. And like I said, I'm too old to adopt an infant in Colombia. But if I did and had me a little Afro Latina child, that would be at the top of the list today. Top of the list. Okay, my godmother's name is Shamara. She's from Panama. Yeah, top tier name. Top tier name. This is a different approach to a name. This is I am Central or South American, right? This is not a universal name. This is a very specific, I am this name. And not that I am Latin American as in Spanish. This is a native indigenous South American or Central American name. I'm a fan of it. I'm a fan. Yeah, another Erica. I said you could do C or K. Erica was like, no, actually, you can do C and K. Okay. Erica, you can do C and K. Thank you. Right? It's many choices out here. Many choices. Many choices. Okay. So did we run through my list of you said Alana is the perfect name. Apostrophe. Got that apostrophe in there. I don't know. You're up in there. You're up in it. I'm a fan of um, well, we've already talked about it. the apostrophe. All right, let's look at my list. So what did I have on my list of things that we could lose if we're not careful? I wrote booty shaking, but I'm body moving the body. Black names. Oh, the actual look of Black bodies. Black food, AAV, barbershop, and beauty shop. Those are the things on my list that I think we're at risk of losing. Let's talk a little bit about the look of Black bodies. White people set a standard for the United States for what a woman's body should look like, and then bashed, made fun of, and then actually in the healthcare world, punished Black women for not fitting that body standard when that was not a Black woman's body standard. And then decided for a little while, for a few years, a decade maybe, that they were going to instead mock or copy the Black woman's body onto their bodies and make it a trend, a fad. And then the fad went out of favor. We cannot continue to use white women's and white men's standards. Oh, this one I didn't put on my list. For our bodies. Yes, a white man with, I think, 20-something% body fat is at a really high risk for XYZ disease, fill in the blank, but not a Black woman. We don't have the same makeup build, but we're using those standards in healthcare and just out in the world visually as the standard. I think being a fat Black woman in a time when being fat is hated more than death for some, it's strange for me to look around and see Black women who would not take a COVID vaccine to save their own life or the lives of their grandparents or their neighbors, would not take a COVID vaccine, inject themselves to not be fat anymore. Because the message outwardly, I think, is that you would rather be dead than fat. It's a strange time to be walking around as a fat woman because there are some people who did not take the COVID vaccine, refused, but were like, oh, I cannot be fat anymore. Boom, I'll do that. And not just the one time, but for the rest of my life, I'm willing to do this thing to not be fat. White supremacy is telling you that fat is bad. Decolonize that. Decolonize it. I don't know that we actually loved our hair during the natural hair movement, but we at least wore our hair during the natural hair movement. There's so much about our physical appearance that I wish we could just love. But it's hard. It's hard to fight through the noise and the propaganda and the white supremacy of it all. So I think we're at risk of losing the look of the Black woman's body. Not that there's one look, but we're at risk of losing the idea that your body is a good body. Instead, only the white standard, which is very, very specific. If a Black body is it could be anything. A white body type that is held up as the standard is very specific. And we're at risk of losing the variety of Black women's bodies. That's another thing on my list. I wish I could make us love what we look like. But I can't. I can't do it. Years ago in college, I had a professor who was like, when Black women come to terms with their hair, nothing can stop them. We're still there. We still don't really want the hair we have. We don't revere it. But we also don't love and revere our bodies. Just what we have and what we look like and what we do. And that's on my list. Okay. So those are the things that, and then AAVE, that kind of ties into the voice conversation that we had at the very beginning. I don't know that we're at the risk of losing AAVE, but we're at the risk of losing regional AAVE. We talked about that already. So that's everything on my list. Booty shaking, Black names, Black bodies, Black food, AAVE, and barbershop and beauty shop life. One more time. We haven't been the same since we stopped going to the beauty shop and the barbershop. There is real care in physical touch. Men stopped getting touched by other men, and straight men just stopped getting touched by other men and lost their damn minds. Lost their damn minds. Stop going to the barbershop, getting the cut, the beard, the trim, the whatever, the towel. That time and that attention and that love and that care was so necessary, and they lost it. Same with us going to the hairdresser. We lost it. Yeah. Straight Black men, they stopped getting touched by other men, lost their damn minds. So, AAV, African American Vernacular English, what we used to call Ebonics. We were, for generations, we could switch back and forth, right? If we wanted to. And I think it's a secret superpower that we have. I think Black people could communicate with just Black people on like Threads, which is like Instagram's version of Twitter. On Threads, people be like, stop talking about Black people stuff in this mixed company. But there are some things we could say and white people are never going to get it. They're never going to understand what we're saying because they don't understand AAVE. As much as they try to copy it, and they do not try to, as much as they copy it, they don't understand it. They don't get it. So listen, I don't think it's doing a whole lot of harm because they don't know what you're saying anyway. They don't know. They can try to copy it, but they don't get it. They don't get it. So I think it's okay. I think it's okay to communicate in AAVE in front of white people because they're not going to understand. They're very literal. They don't understand. I don't know. They just don't get it. As much as they've heard it, right? You've been there. Y'all been listening to Black music your whole life. How do you not get it? They don't get it. They don't get it. Anna, the soft life therapist. Hi. The salons and barbershops were similar to therapy sessions, and now some have morphed into just grass walls and Instagram moments. Yeah. Yeah, it was community. Even like what I really remember about the hairdresser, I remember my scalp burning. And I also remember sitting in the waiting area, waiting for the hairdresser. You got magazines, you got people, other people there. Sometimes you have a standing appointment and you see the same people all the time. Right. And then she's not there anymore. And you ask the hairdresser, what happened to so-and-so? How's she doing? It was a community spot. It was kind of like a third place. It wasn't an everyday. I don't know if you need to be there every day or every week to be called a third place. For the hairdresser, it wasn't an every week thing for most of us. But it was a third place where we went and we got caught up on what was happening. Magazines were still alive. The magazine is dead, I guess, but magazines were still alive. And it's a thing that we're really missing. Just like I said, we're missing body movement. I don't know nothing about chakras yet. But I do think not moving our bodies like we used to has changed our energy, has changed our something. And we can unlock some stuff if we just do them dances like we used to do. Dance like you used to dance. And yeah, so hairdressers and beauty salons and barbershops, we miss it. We miss it in a way that we don't even recognize we miss it. But I don't think it's too late. I don't think anything on my list except for the voice thing, I don't think it's too late to recapture it, to regain it. I don't think it's too late. Yes. Janae, I will be at the hairdresser for 6 to 8 hours for a press and curl. Now, I'm not saying these things were organized the best, right? One time I went to a black hairdresser. She was Jamaican. I went to her name was Sandra. This was in Columbus, Ohio. And I went to a black hairdresser and she left the black shop and she went to a white shop and she was allowed or able to just schedule one person at a time for however long that full service was going to take. No waiting. Now, some of the community was gone. We still talked. She was relatively young. I was in high school and she was relatively young. So we would still have good conversation, but there was no shop aspect. She was in her little cubby by herself. And everybody else was white people and you didn't even have to see them. It was, it was organized in a way that it was not like a black beauty shop in any way. But we would still talk. She would still gossip. She had a friend named Suki. I knew all Suki business. Suki went to Cleveland to party with Mike Tyson, right? Like Suki, it was still conversation and community. It was still a third place, but it wasn't the typical black hairdresser where you were there for hours and now you go sit down while I wash her out. And it wasn't stacked appointments like that. But so there's a way to do it. There's a way to get the good, take the good out of the black hairdresser experience and leave the bad. Also, the most anti-blackness I've personally experienced is from black hairdressers. Right? The most anti-blackness I've ever personally been victimized by is by black hairdressers when they see my hair and they're like, oh no. No. This stuff right here, no. Hi, Taste, if you have an issue on Heartbeat, email Francis, hello@exodussummit.com. Now it's Puerto Rican Day Parade, hello@Exodus. So she may be on vacation. So we'll have to go into Rashida and I'll go in the inbox, exodussummit.com. I believe it's a holy day for Francis. I believe it's a holy day for Francis being a Puerto Rican woman, a Boricua and a Morena. But if she don't answer the email, Rashida or I will answer the email. Email us at hello@exodussummit.com. The Exodus Summit community is on a platform called Heartbeat. If you don't upload a photo that verifies that you're a Black woman into the Heartbeat community, Exodus Summit community, you don't have access to all of the community. So sometimes that's the issue, if that helps you. And if that doesn't help you, then just email. If you upload a photo of yourself that makes it clear that you're a Black woman, Francis will give you full access to the community. If you don't think that's the root of the problem, email hello@exodussummit.com. Diana, have you seen videos of Black women choosing to go to white hairstylists? Because of that anti-Blackness, normally I would side-eye, like I side-eyed Tracy Ellis Ross just last week. Normally I would side-eye, but I have had many a Black hairdresser treat me like garbage because I have Black hair. Right? So I can understand it even if I don't agree. I can understand it even if I don't agree with it. Now, if you're living abroad, you may very well not have a Black hairdresser. If you live in Asia, you live in Thailand, your hairdresser is probably going to be Thai, right? If you live in Colombia, well, you can get a Black hairdresser in Colombia, I think. But maybe Bogota, I don't know. You can. Where else? If you live in Mexico, your hairdresser is probably going to be Mexican. So that's not a thing I'm judgmental about. I'm judgmental about a lot of things, but that's not a thing I'm judgmental about. Because listen, Black hairdressers would treat you like garbage. I'm not exaggerating when I tell you, maybe a little, but I think I'm not exaggerating, where the most face-to-face anti-Blackness, the most, right, face-to-face, you being Black and looking like a Black person is a problem to me that I've experienced is with hairdressers. Black women hairdressers who hate that I have Black people hair. Hate it and make it plain. So I can understand, right? Where you go to a hairdresser who's not a Black woman, she might be like, I know how to do this and I feel no ways about it. Anti-Blackness has really affected us in ways that is us, Black people. Anti-Blackness affects Black people in ways that we have not really taken time to address. Featureism and texturism and colorism are real battles that we need to fight in our community. And sometimes you just want to opt out of it. Sometimes I don't want to fool around with somebody who hates Black hair but does Black hair, right? And I think you're more likely to find a Black hairdresser hate Black hair, or as likely to find a Black hairdresser who hates Black hair as a white hairdresser who hates Black hair. A white hairdresser is just going to probably be like, I know how to do this. If they know. A white hairdresser who knows how to do Black hair probably doesn't feel any type of way about Black hair, right? It's not their battle. I feel no ways, right? Like Omarion said, I feel no ways. Whereas a Black hairdresser who hates Black hair will ruin your life, ruin your day anyway. I'm not paying you money to talk shit about my hair. As this person with this hair, right? Now, there are Black people with different types of hair who have never had that experience and will never know that experience. But I have tight, dense, thick, coarse, nappy hair. As you can see, I love it dearly. I took 2 days to look like this. I love my hair dearly. I also just wear my hair the way it looks. When I wash it and dry it and leave it alone, I also wear it like that. I love my hair dearly. But my hair is not the kind of hair where Black women like to do my hair. I don't have the kind of hair that Black women like doing. So you're not going to find me being judgmental about that particular thing, while I am judgmental about a lot of things. Judgmental about a lot of stuff today. I've been super judgmental today. That's one thing where I'll be like, whatever, right? Do what serves you. Unless you have a Black hair care brand, Tracy Ellis Ross, unless you market hair care products to Black women, there's an exception there. I don't think you should have a white hairstylist if you're marketing your products to Black women. But otherwise, listen, do what you got to do, okay? Do what you got to do to be able to get in that chair and be happy with how this experience goes. You pay money to hairdressers. Some of you don't have any idea the shitty things a hairdresser will say to you when you have tight, dense, thick, nappy hair. They will talk to you crazy, crazy. You can opt out. You can opt out of it. You would never have followed me if it wasn't for my hair. My hair is a thing that I really like about me, but I think I don't know. I got a lot of good info here, and this is a great community. I'm glad you're here. And maybe if the hair was the thing that brought you in, welcome. But I hope you love this community. Okay, we're awesome here. We're awesome. Yes. Sit down, read that Jet magazine. We're really missing that. Like, seriously, I'm not kidding. We're really missing that in our lives. The hairdresser, the barber shop, they've been replaced with just, podcasts. And we're missing it. They treat you bad. They treat you bad. Some people don't know and they don't get it. And they'll be like, why would you not go to a Black hairdresser? How many times do I have to go through this before I opt out as an opt out person? How many times do I have to go through this? Now, I've had some wonderful hairdressers, right? Pam in Texas, Pam near Fort Hood, Texas, in Killeen, Sandra in Columbus, Cindy Cindy in Dover, Delaware, and Betty, Cindy and Betty. I've had some good hairdressers, but I've also had horrible experiences in that beauty shop. So yes, now I do my own hair, which is why it's many different colors, which is why it's many different lengths, because I do my own hair, but I do as little as possible. And so I tried to dye my roots the other week and picked the wrong hair dye color. And so there's a lot of variety. I always pick whatever color. Every couple inches, my hair is a different color because I just pick a different hair dye to cover my roots. But then I messed up this last time. So it's very straw hay looking, which is why I say, I hope that you're here for more than my hair, because you never know what you're going to get. I am a person who believes that there's no value in having healthy hair. I don't value healthy hair. My hair is split and discolored and I wouldn't say it's the healthiest hair. It's thick. And so it looks lustrous. What does Cat Williams say? Luxurious? It looks luxurious. But I don't place value in having healthy hair. I think if I valued having healthy hair, I probably would go to a hairstylist. But I do my hair live every now and then on an Instagram. If I'm doing an IG live, sometimes I'll be twisting my hair. I just rip it out. Knots, tangles. I don't value healthy hair. That's the thing that surprises people. So I do it myself. I think if with this thick and dense and tight and coarse hair, if I wanted it to be healthy, I think I would pay somebody to do it. But there's no value. What is the point of healthy hair? Explain it to me. If it looks this good, ripped and whatever, if it looks this good, unhealthy, why my hair gotta be healthy? Why do I need to be thin? Tell me, explain it to me. Why do I need to be thin? If I look this good, fat and healthy, why I need to be thin? That is how I live my life, right? Just because we hold up this thing as the paradigm doesn't mean that I'm going to value that thing. You can hold up thinness. Doesn't mean I'm going to value being thin. I've been thin. It wasn't all that. I'm 5'9" and change, and the thinnest I ever weighed as an adult was like 162 pounds. So it's still a size 10, almost a size 8. But when I laid down, my knees knocked into each other. I sleep on my face, and when I slept, my hip bones poked into the bed. I couldn't sleep when I was thin. I couldn't sleep because I was too bony. Tell me the value of being thin. Tell me the value of actual healthy hair. Just because people say this is the thing we should be shooting for, the goal we should have, tell me the value. What do I get out of it? What do I get out of it? That is my approach to most things in life. My dad, if you gave him a personality test, rebel. No doubt, rebel. Joe Perry, well, I don't usually say his name on the internet because he's not on the internet like that. I got some of that from him. Just because you say that's the thing I should value, don't mean that's the thing that I should value. Right? I'm not a homeowner. I've been a homeowner. You're not going to convince me that that's the thing I need to do. I'm not. I'm happily paying Olga rent in Bogota. I'm happily not a homeowner. Just because you hold these things up as valuable doesn't mean that that's what I value and how I'm going to live my life. Some of these values are white supremacists. Thinness is white supremacist. I believe it. I believe anti-fatness, let's say. Anti-fat, fat phobia. Let me not say thinness, but fat phobia, that's white supremacy in a new dress. Not going to convince me that I need to be thin. Leave me. Stop commenting it. Stop commenting how fat I am. Stop. I really like it. I've enjoyed every moment. I don't enjoy having my weight be out of control. There's a difference. I had a period of time where every time I turned around, my clothes didn't fit. But being fat, period, that's my pleasure. That's my pleasure. I hope that what we can do in this new era, I'm telling you, I think we're in a new energetic era. I don't know anything about energetic eras. But I don't know, Kendrick Lamar, he opened up something and Bad Bunny was like, let me expand this thing. Healthy hair convo. If I were to straighten my hair, you would see how unhealthy, how raggedy it really is. I don't see a value, and it's split ends and it's lots of knots. People ask me all the time, what do you do about those single strand knots? Nothing. Nothing. Every strand of my hair is knotted at least one point. I do absolutely nothing about it. You see how good I look? You see how good I look? My hair is not healthy. It's not what you would call healthy, right? Maybe we're talking semantics. Not what you would call healthy. It's not. It mats. Every time I put my hair in single strand, in the little twists, mini twists, it's matted. Sometimes it mats just in the afro. Now this last time, I wore my hair in an afro I just washed it, let it dry on its own, and wore it like that for a couple of weeks. It didn't mat. But most of the time, when you see my hair in an afro, there's matting. It's matted, especially around the perimeter. Mats. Matted. I still look so good. I look so good. There's no value in healthy hair for me. Okay. I look so good. Just last week, I went back to the comments today when I was setting up this video. I went to the comments for last week to be like, is there anything I need to address? Sometimes I scroll through, even though I don't take the time all the time to go back and reply to comments. Sometimes I scroll through to see if there's anything I need to address. And lots of hair compliments. That hair not healthy. This hair not healthy. It's not what you would call healthy. If somebody straightened it out, you'd be like, ooh, this part is this length, and this part is this length, and this part, you need to cut that stuff off. Okay. I look the fuck good. Okay. Value the things that actually bring you value and not the things that other people say are important. I like to look in the mirror and like what I see when I look in the mirror, which is why I do my eyebrows and whatever. Rashida will be like, you have blush on for our thing? Yesterday, the other Thursday, we did coaching. You're like, you have blush on for coaching? I like to be able to look in the camera and be like, oh, I look good today, right? But I don't need to do the things that you say I need to do to look that way. I look good for me. Fat. I look good fat. I look good with raggedy, matted hair. And yes, I value the outside. I'm superficial. I value the outside. Some of you don't, some people don't even value the outside. I've seen women say that. I don't know that I actually believe it. It's hard to live in this world, and not value outward appearances at all. But I've heard people say that. I heard Stacey Abrams say that one time. I'm not there. I'm not that elevated. I'm not that confident, but I want the things that matter to me, and the things that other people say should matter to me. I don't want them to matter to me. Only what I say matters to me should matter to me. I've been a size 10. I had a pair of size 8 jeans, and they were those good feeling Levi. They felt really good. I couldn't button them up, right? But I was close to a size 8. I couldn't sleep. I'm telling you, I was so bony that I couldn't sleep. And I didn't really eat. I ate to be a size 10, to be 162 pounds at 5'9" in my 30s. This isn't even in my 50s when hormones change. In my 30s, to be 162 pounds, what I ate in a day was a bag of frozen mixed vegetables, a cup of coffee, some sort of granola, or I like those fig bars, right? And something added in, chicken, tuna. That was a day's meal. But people would look at me and be like, oh, that's healthy and this is not healthy. That's white supremacy. That's white supremacist ideology. Meanwhile, my head was way too big. I showed Rashida a picture one time. My head was way too big for my body. My head was way too big. I have too big of a head to weigh 162 pounds. I could not sleep. My knees, if I laid on my side, my knees, I'm knock-kneed in general. I'm knock-kneed anyway. When I laid on my side, my knees just grinded together. So then I'm a face sleeper though. I sleep on my face. I sleep on the front. Go to sleep on the front. My hips poke into my hip bones. At 162 pounds, I did not sleep and I did not eat. And people will convince me that that was healthy and this is not healthy. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me be fat in peace. So, Black American culture. Did I star any things to talk about? Erica De Niro TV gave us a list of culture before we even started. Our food, our music, our language, how we wear our hair, our jewelry. We didn't talk about jewelry today, and ornamentation, which is a thing that Black women do better than anybody. I am not the best. I'm not a good example of this because I got like 3 pairs of earrings. Right? And I can't wear things on my wrists. I have my jelly bracelet. I can wear jelly bracelets, but I can't wear metal around my wrists. I can't wear it. I went to the Great Blacks and Wax Museum in Baltimore in college. And since then, I haven't been able to wear a watch, a bracelet, nothing. I saw them little chains, something in me woke up. I feel like something in me, jumped, either woke up in me or jumped into me. The ancestors remembered. My ancestors remembered going to that Great Blacks and Wax Museum and walking into the bottom, which is a slave ship, walking into that. My ancestors remembered that. And from that day on, I have not been able to wear things on my wrist. If I put it on, I just be like, take it off, take it off, take it off. I can't, except for little jelly, lightweight things. I can't wear metal on my wrists. And I used to, I wore watches. I had a watch thing back then. It just like, they jumped in me or jumped on me or woke in me. Jewelry, I'm behind. I can wear necklaces, but I'm behind. But anyway, that is also a Black cultural thing that we should hold on to. Ancestral practices, culture, culinary, hold on to those things. Nichelle, this is from earlier. Nichelle says Black culture has always been malleable and global and local at the same time. Okay. Even in the 1940s, there was a trend of Black people calling each other Sheik and Sheba because of the Egyptian fad. Okay. Okay. Yeah. AI is stealing Black music. We didn't talk about Black music being at risk today. Let me add that to my list. Another thing I blame Black men for. Black men didn't value Black music. Black men rose in the music industry and sold out Black music for money. Before AI, it was white women, Iggy Azalea, right? I'm a fan of T.I. still, but before AI even came around, it was what white woman can we put in this world, or what white person can we elevate in this space above Black people who are doing it better. Black men ruined Black music. They rose in the ranks in the music industry to record executives and label owners and sold Black music out because they didn't see any value in it besides the money. And I hate that. Now we're in AI and K-pop and everything else stealing Black music. It's not that wasn't the beginning. So I saw something not too long ago talking about like jazz, how jazz was stolen from us, right? Jazz was commodified, and then it was rock and roll. It might be that order: jazz, and then rock and roll, and then R&B, and then hip hop, right? Is it too late for Black music? Y'all tell me no. Y'all tell me it's not too late. Okay, it's not too late, but it's a thing. And then I just wanted to highlight this. Sarah, my niece named her son Jimmy Roscoe. I hope your niece and baby Jimmy Roscoe are doing well. I hope they're doing well. He ain't never gonna have to worry. I don't think he ain't never gonna have to worry about having the same name as every kid in his class, like all the Jordans did and all of the Jadens did, right? I think he gonna be one of one. And I hope they're doing well. All right. How do I detangle? Let me tell you how I detangle my hair. I just buy some thick. Now, I live in Colombia, right? And Garnier Fructis is everywhere. I buy some thick conditioner. Garnier Fructis has one that comes in a tub, and they call it a deep conditioner, but I use a deep, thick conditioner as a detangler. And it works pretty well. That plus some olive oil or extra virgin olive oil or avocado oil. And that's what I use to detangle. There's probably a Black made. Oh, you know what? I have a little tiny vial of Kemet Biologics. They have a cocoa tree detangling G. I think that's the one. Cocoa tree detangler. Is that the one? They have two. Let me see which one I've used. Neither one of these looks right. I'm on Kemet Biologics website right now because that's Black owned and always good quality. I don't have complaints about detangler. I have used that, but the one I got was really small, and so it's not enough to detangle my whole head, and so I don't use it every time. Glow Up, Moroccan, Replenish. Does she not make it anymore? She may not make that anymore. She did have a really good detangler. Let's try detangle instead of detangler. Pomade, conditioner, shampoo. She may not make it anymore. Even when she did sell it, she sold it in such a small container that it wasn't enough for my whole hair. I'll give you the Kemet Biologics website. This is my favorite. Kemet Biologics and Camille Rose Natural are two of my favorite hair care lines. With Kemet Biologics, I use the Aphiopica Hydrate and Twist Butter. Always, always. Like, it's the thing that I'll buy in the US and bring back with me. The other stuff, I'll be like, if I'm out, I'm out, right? And then Camille Rose Natural, I like her. And Camille Rose Natural products, I've seen them in like CVS and Walgreens. Camille Rose, I like her. Well, she's got a lot of products. I think, I don't know that there's anything that I don't like from her, but I always use, why can't I get to her website? I'm only getting to Target. Okay. I do use her leave-in conditioner, or it's something, but I use it as a leave-in conditioner. No, I don't want that. Me and my mom just call it the green stuff. But anything she makes is good. Good quality products. Let's try under the conditioner section. I can't find what it's called. She has a lot more products than I even thought. Hair growth. She has even more than I thought she did. Anyway, here's her website. They're my faves. Everything else, shampoo, conditioner, I just use whatever's in the drugstore, and then I just add in a lot of oil, olive oil or avocado oil, or if I have it, Jamaican black castor oil, but that's usually the first thing I run out of. Jamaican black castor oil is my hair's fave, but I never have it for more than a couple of washings, and then I'm back to avocado oil. Okay, so hey, 221 Peace and Love says Kemet Biologics castor and moringa softening serum is great for detangling. All right. She used to have some cocoa tree, something, I don't remember. It came in a little thing, but whatevs. Those two hair care lines, everything I've tried from them, I've really liked. And I believe they're still both Black owned, and the quality is not, how everybody, with inflation and shipping problems, a lot of products that are made by a small maker have suffered, and I haven't seen those products lose the goodness. They're still good. Oh, you put it on your bald head? I love Camille Rose Rosemary leave-in. Rosemary is one of my favorite things to smell like. I love rosemary, and I love the smell of rosemary. I loves it. All right, friends. Oh, and thank you for the super chat. This is Deborah Quarles. Hey, Deborah, thank you for the super chat. She says, why can't I get it on my screen? Dense 4C hair. Prior to wedding, I went to a popular Black salon. They went into conference, right? When they got to huddle around and decide what to do, almost cried, had an appointment, used reference with good hair. And they must have thought birds of a feather. Yeah, so they thought you were going to have the hair as the same person who referred you to the salon. I'm telling you, the anti-Blackest anti-Blackness I've received is from Black women hairstylists. So serious. I'm an opt-out person, right? In my life, if something's not working for me, I will opt out, sometimes to my detriment. But in the hair world, it's been for the best. Opting out of getting my hair done by other people saved me so much money, right? Saved me so much time and stress, saved me so much fighting, saved me from battling. All right. Dr. Crystal Harris says this was a great list and a great convo. Okay, thanks. Hi, Crystal. House sitting for a repeat client. Good. Where in the world are you? Are you in the US or are you somewhere else? Crystal had a wonderful house sitting, like, I don't know, felt like a year to me, where she was bopping around, especially in the UK house sitting. Maybe it was a summer. Maybe it was a summer. Years ago, when I was in high school, my best friend's dad was a preacher, and we would hear him on TV. He was a pastor. He still is a pastor. And we would hear him on the TV and radio. He was like, good hair is hair that stays where you put it. Good hair is hair that stays where you put it. I remember we were in the car. Me and my parents were, I guess, leaving church or something. And we were listening to his church service in the car. I'll never forget that. Good hair is hair that stays where you put it. Okay. All right. Then you can have good hair. You can say you have good hair. Okay. So the things I feel like we need to preserve, we need to recognize them as Black culture, preserve and elevate them. I think these are the things that are on my list. All right. Booty shaking, Black names, Black bodies, Black food, AAVE, the Black barbershop. And then we added on Black music because I had forgotten it. I had forgot to put that on the list. Okay. So that's what I wanted to talk about today. How did we do? And is there anything we didn't get into? And anything that we skipped over in terms of culture? And then jewelry. Erica talked about jewelry and like physical ornamentation, fashion. Let's add in fashion. Because Erica talking about jewelry reminded me, or is right. That was a thing that we don't necessarily view as Black culture until it's stolen from other people, right? When they do it, then we like, wait a minute. Why are you wearing bamboo earring? I see there's an artist who is displaying a show, a Black woman artist, and it's like stuff is bamboo earrings and braids and very Black hair picks, right? We don't, and so yes, it's art, it's culture. When they take it from us, we're gonna be mad. So we need to elevate it, we need to respect it, recognize it, revere it, elevate it, preserve it today, because they're gonna take it from us tomorrow, and then we're gonna be mad. Be so mad. Why are you wearing bamboo earrings? Go away. Go away. You don't even know bamboo earrings. You don't even call them bamboo earrings. Get on somewhere. We're gonna be mad if we don't recognize these as part of these things, as part of our culture. Oh, let's do the gospel music. So we said Black music. I'm gonna add Black music and gospel music, because when it's gone, we miss it. When it's gone, we miss it. Listen, she will jewelry down. She is my nice things mentor, but I don't think I'm gonna follow her in the jewelry world. I will take a cruise with her any day, but I don't think listen, until my rich man with the yacht is buying my jewelry. I don't think I can get down with that. Also, being a fatty means jewelry doesn't fit, rings don't fit me. I don't walk into a jewelry store and just buy a ring. I have to get it sized. And then sometimes, like the last one I wanted to buy, Rashida talked me out of it. She's like, you can't get that ring sized. It's going to mess it up. Right? But you, as a fat person with fat hands and fat body, I don't just walk into a jewelry store and put on a size 9 ring. Right? That's not how life works. That's not how life works. You have to get your jewelry sized. So I've been priced or sized out of jewelry, out of rings in particular. I already can't wear bracelets. I've been sized out of rings just from being a fat person. Right? Just from being a fat person, they say you don't deserve jewelry. Right? Fatty, get out of here. You don't deserve to have rings. You don't deserve it. Take this necklace and be happy. Wear these earrings, but you're not allowed to wear rings. That is the thing that's discrimination. That's anti-fatness for you. This nail polish is from, sometimes I have it right here. I do my nails either here or at the dining room table, but it's at the dining room. It's Essie. I know it's an Essie nail polish, and I know we bought it when I was in Florida. They had a whole line of like browns. Essie New Brown. It's called Act. It's right on my dining room table. Act. I'm on their website right now. Not that. Not to do. Is this not to do? Sepia Retreat. I don't remember the name. None of these names are popping up to me as the name. Here's Essie Nudes. But none of these pop up as the one. I remember reading it just the other day when I painted my nails. Fringes and Saddle, it's not that. Odd Squad, it's not that. There's one called Not to Do. It might be Not to Do. I would buy, if I was going to buy a nail polish, it would be the one called Not to Do. Is this Not to Do? It might be that one. It might be, it also looks kind of like Odd Squad or Fringes and Saddle. I'm sorry, I don't have the answer. It's in my dining room, but that's too far. Essie, but it isn't Essie. Yeah, jewelry, ornamentation, fashion, those things, Black culture, value them, respect them, preserve them, revere them. Thank you. All right. We didn't get to dildos. What? Rachel, thank you for being yourself. It's always a pleasure thinking about the topics you bring to the forefront. Subject, we didn't get to dildos. Is that a typo or did you mean dildos? Say more. Explain more to me. Explain to me. So Rashida, you bought Sepia Retreat. Is that how you know that? Rashida bought Sepia. We each bought one from the store together. Did you buy the Sepia Retreat? Well, let me go look. I'll be back. Talk amongst yourselves. And because I want an explanation on what you mean by we didn't talk about dildos. I'll be right back. I'll tell you what it is. I was wrong. It's called Boho Rodeo, and it's not on the website, so they may not have it no more. Boho Rodeo 615. It's not going to focus, I don't think. These cameras don't focus like that. Boho Rodeo. Okay. Bonnets, Black culture. Respect it. Because when they do it and make it $1 million, when they start selling bonnets for $50,000, you're going to be mad. Then you're going to recognize it as Black culture. Hair, we talked about hairdressers. We didn't talk about hairstyles. Respect Black culture. Because when it's gone, you're going to be so mad. You're going to be so mad when they commodify it. Yeah, so this is the one I have here. This is a little metallic one I like to wear sometimes. It's called Penny Talk. Yeah, I like this one. Little metallics. Essie, as a person who's not, this is another spelling for my name. As a person who is not very neat, and I'm left-handed, and so everybody uses one hand though. Anyway, one hand I can do well, the other hand I can't do well. Essie works out really well for me. Some nail polishes, you actually need to be good at using them. Essie is like, this is easy. You can use this. The brush is nice. It's a good brush, a good thickness, consistency. I'm a fan. That's not groundbreaking. That's why Essie is all over the world in every store you go to, because they've done a good job. Hairstyles, hair. You're going to be mad when they start wearing Bantu knots. That's Black culture. Protect it. Respect it. Quite a few things on this list. We, at some point, Black excellence has told us, oh, no, that's not us. That's not good for us, right? Maybe rap music, maybe certain foods, maybe certain dances, certain hairstyles, certain ways of dress. Black excellence told us, oh, we can't, we don't do that. We don't, that's not good. When really it's just Black culture. When really white supremacy is the reason you think that's not good. Not any inherent good or badness. Because how can it be bad to body roll? Body roll, body roll. We stopped dancing and our chakras ain't been right since. Now you have to buy a shake mat to shake loose the lymphatic drainage, loose shaking thing, when you could just dance. If you would have danced, if you would have kept dancing, and not let them people convince you that twerking was the devil, maybe you wouldn't need the lymphatic drainage mat. Maybe. I don't know. I'm not your doctor. When I see white people with locks, I get nauseous. Hated it. And now because of K-pop, you see Asian people with locks. Hated it. Oh. If you like the color, it don't matter. Don't manage me, says when I try to polish my toes red, it looks like I stuck my toes in a wood chipper. If you like it, you like it. Let it stay. Let it be. Let it be. Has anyone had a house party lately? Yes, Essie, go on easy and dry fast. Yeah, some of them, some nail polish brands, you have to know what you're doing. Some nail polish brands, you have to know. Tootsie Roll. Right? There was a time, children, there was a time when you could go to the club and dance your hairstyle out. Dance until you leave the club looking like a different person than when you got to the club. Then you go out, get some food, and go to bed. And our energies, our chakras were aligned, balanced. There was a time when we moved our bodies rhythmically and in sync at the same time. Dozens or hundreds of people dancing to music together. That created some energy in the world, and we got to move through our week with that energy. And then we got to re-up on the energy again and again and again. There was a time. But it's not too late. It's not too late to recapture. I'm convinced. It's not too late. But listen, seriously, when them white women start selling you courses on how twerking will energize your, what is that, the root chakra, you're going to be so mad that you rejected these things. You're going to be so mad. You better get on it. Get on it. I mean, seriously, for generations on generations on generations, Black people in this land, in that land, let's call the United States this land, even though I'm not there. Black people on this land used some things to I don't know. Today they say regulate their nervous system to live better. We hummed and we rocked and we moaned and we danced and we moved and we can got rid of that stuff and we don't do it no more. Is it the sacral chakra? Thank you. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not up on the chakras. Well, we used to do that. All of that. All of that. To get ourselves right and stay right. And then we got convinced that that was something. I don't know what we got convinced it was. Old, wrong, unnecessary. We threw it to the side. We ain't been right since. We ain't been right since. Yeah, I dance. Listen, I would do both. Why? ¿Por qué no los dos? Do both. I want to dance. I want free drinks. And I want this new, I wanted that dude right there, him. That one. That one. One stop shop. One stop shop. Now, maybe the music was problematic, some of the music. One stop shop. It was a time. Free drinks in it, yeah. All I want. Free drinks, crab cake. Can we add crab cakes to the list? All I want in this life. Okay. Buy my drinks. Free drinks and crab cakes. I've gone on many a date just because, listen, I want some crab cakes. Back in the day when a man would pay for the date. I don't have to like you. I want crab cakes tonight. Yes, we're going out. Thank you. Okay. Get up on the chakras. Okay, you gonna teach me, Amina? Who's the chakra? Who is a black or brown woman who can help me get on my chakras? get my chakras together. Crab cakes? I'll say yes to a date. Yes. I want some crab cakes. Absolutely. Simple tastes. Golden days of silence. People have talked about how phones at the club changed things because people have become worried about being embarrassed. Yeah. So now they just stand and not a single dance in sight. Yeah. I think some of it is that. I think some of it is the music is different. It's hard to dance to some music today, right? Some of it is TikTok and the upper body dances. There's a lot of things that go into it. I think the phone is a problem, the camera phone. But yes, I agree. Yes, I'm not disagreeing. But I think it's more than just that. A lot of things converged to ruin rites of passages for young people. I feel for them. You couldn't convince me to be 20 today instead of 50. I'll be 52 in a few weeks. You couldn't have convinced me to reverse that and be 25. You could not convince me. Even with this gray hair and these, my face is don't look like it used to. I wouldn't go back. Okay, Amina will teach me. Okay, on your YouTube channel, Amina. Did you have crab cakes and coleslaw last night? I have coleslaw in my refrigerator. I need to go find some crab meat or at least some. I am a fan of the croqueta. I'm a fan of a meat ball. Crab cake, chicken croquette, salmon cake. I'm a fan of a ball of meat. Is why I really enjoyed eating in Portugal. I hear people say that there's not good food in Portugal. One thing they do is put meat in a ball. They do put meat in a ball. You can have that. I do feel sorry for younger people. I do. There's a lot of things that they'll never know about, just like regular human existence. They'll never know chatting and talking to a person you're interested in or attracted to in a real way, because everything is so swipe focused. You got 10 seconds or I'm over it. I do. I would never. You couldn't convince me today. If you could say, Stephanie, you're 52 in next month. Do you want to be 25 again? I can do that for you. Mm-mm. No. Wouldn't do it. I think we had the heyday. Most of us are in our 40s and 50s and 60s. We experienced the best of times. After affirmative action, so some people had some money, right? Some of my parents had some money, enough money, right? Not, but enough. And before the smartphone, life was good. After affirmative action and after the implementation of affirmative action and before the introduction of the smartphone, we had a real good run. We had a good run. "29 with 33 years of experience." All right. So Amina said yes on her YouTube channel. She gonna teach us about the chakras. Let me see if I can pull it up quickly. Holding space for Black women as they align their lives with their passions. That's great, Amina. Copy. Amina's last video was 3 months ago, so it's perfect timing to get back on it. Okay, let me copy. Okay, Amina's gonna help us with our chakras. All right, there's Amina's YouTube channel. Did we ever get the answer about the dildo? I don't know what I was supposed to say, or was that a miss? I don't know what you want me to say. My mom's church members watch this channel, so my parents go to church with some of my YouTube subscribers. So if we need to talk about dildos, you have to tell me in advance. Okay. You got to tell me in advance. You can't just spring that on here. Connie Perry is here. 36, you wouldn't mind rolling back to 36? I think the number, I want to look now. I wouldn't look 33 forever. I know I don't look 33 today. I'm working on it. Okay. I'm going back. I'm going to go back to looking 33. And then I just want to stay there. But I don't want to be it. Part of being 52 almost is that I'm not concerned with the same things I was concerned with in my 20s and 30s. And I was super concerned. I was never boy crazy or man crazy or whatever, but I was super concerned with that being my future, right? The future has to involve a partner in some way. And I was concerned with not being super concerned with it, right? And today I can just be like, bloop, bloop, rich man with a yacht or bust. I don't have to think about it too much. I spent more time dating in my 20s and 30s. I guess it was good. Now that looking back, it was really good to be a person dating actively in my 20s and 30s, because is basura today. But no, I don't regret it. I don't regret the dating I did. I don't regret it. I would not want to be, well, so this is going to sound like I'm judging you. I'm not judging you. I'm talking about me. I wouldn't want to be a 52-year-old woman actively dating. That's me. I'm not judging you. You want what you want, right? You go after the things that you want. But I'm glad to have done that in the 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Smartphone came out in 2009? Perfect timing. Perfect timing. Perfect timing. You do miss the 33-year young body. We can get it back. We can get it back. If you're talking about the flexibility and the mobility, it may not be too late. There's people out here, what's her name? Miss Ernestine. Y'all know Miss Ernestine, that 80-some-year-old bodybuilder. I don't think it's too late. And I don't think you can, for most of us, I think we can get it back. Not too much damage has been done. The joints still move. I don't know. I don't know. You see people in their 50s and 60s with 30-something looking body, like functioning. I don't mean looking, 30-something functioning bodies that function. I think it's possible. Y'all know Miss Ernestine? I think it's possible. Yeah, Ernestine Shepherd. I see enough people that I think it's possible. We got to if we prioritize it, which I have not been willing. If we prioritize it, I think it's possible to have that. If you're talking about the mobility, the flexibility, the whatever, yeah, it may not look the same, but it can move the same. Standing up on my sofa. So listen, okay. CMOS. Okay. A word about CMOS. At the same way, I did maybe lose 15 or 20 pounds last year overall. I lost maybe 25 and then put some back on. So maybe 20 pounds last year. Between the 20 pounds, which means I can fit into my clothes, and the CMOS, my joints and stuff are feeling much better than they had been. At 49 and 50, my joints were like a 60-year-old. When I would stand up, I would have to unfold. My hip flexors are really tight. Anyway, that's my own doing from not doing workouts that would stretch the hip flexors or work the hip. My hip flexors are really tight. And so when I would stand up from sitting, I would have to unfold, right? Between losing 15, 20, 25 pounds and CMOS, I rolled back the clock a little bit my own self. Oh, Michelle, do we have somebody in here we're annoyed with? So I rolled back the clock a little bit. My own self. I missed it. I'll keep my eyes open for the future. Yeah, I want that flexibility. At first, I needed to address not being able to stand up without, right? I know some things that I need to work on, right? Being knock-kneed, having tight hip flexors, and having a lower back, weak lower back. I don't know if that's how you describe it, right? Those are things, if I get in the gym and I address those things, or maybe just like get in my upstairs room with my yoga mat. I just bought them yoga blocks, right? If I work on those things, I don't know, watch out. Rolling back the clock. Lady Sarita, I did research for a quality of life study on the East Coast. You would be surprised how 70 and 80-year-olds are living healthy, full lives. Absolutely. Yeah. It's not what it used to be. My parents had a neighbor who was 90, and every time people would say, oh, she's 90 or 91, I'd be like, I don't believe it. I do not believe. She was in that garden, bending down, squatting in that garden at 90, 89, 90, 91. I think she left at 91. They moved her out of her home. And that's not fair. The facts of the matter are she moved from her home in Delaware back to New York City and did not live much longer. But when she was in that garden, at 90, right? I think we have to expect to live a long time because medical care has gotten better. Food's gotten somewhat better. Medical care has gotten better for some of us, in some places. Yeah. So I don't want to be starting at 49. I don't want to live the next 60 years having to, every time I stand up, hold on. And between I don't know. I know there's like a CMOS cult. I promise I'm not part of any CMOS cult. I'm not a Dr. Sebi CMOS person. I'm just a CMOS, has some minerals in it that my body was like, oh, okay, feeling better. It's got a lot of different minerals in it. And since I eat a lot of chicken sandwiches and French fries, I was lacking in those minerals. And I think that's why when I stood up, I was always, ugh, ugh, ugh. And I don't have that problem anymore. Sea moss plus zinc. Yeah, it's been good to me. It's the thing that I've done the most consistently for the last. Mom, when did we start on them Black Girl vitamins? It's been the most, something bit me. My ankle. It's been the most, shout out to Dr. It's been the most consistent. I would say taking sea moss and D3. I take sea moss and I take vitamin D3. And it's the thing I've done the most consistently for like health and body purposes. Because I walk or run sporadically. I do start Couch 5K and then I stop and I walk and I stop. That was also really helpful. It's also been really helpful in me not having to moan and groan when I stand up. Walking and running, you're in the sea moss cult. Walking and running intervals has also been a helpful thing. But then, I don't know, I have a shoe problem. Because I have a high arch, which means my foot rolls out and I need a shoe. My foot rolls out, but I'm knock-kneed and I need very specific shoes. Adidas Cushion Response used to be my go-to shoe, and they don't make the Adidas Cushion Response anymore. They make the Response. So I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen with me in running shoes. It's a problem, a real problem. Because I'm big, I break down running shoes really quickly. I can't run in the same shoe for like a year. They don't last. And then when it's time to replace, every time it's time to replace the running shoe, they don't make the one that was helpful for me. So life is so hard. I just want to be able to fit into rings at the jewelry store and go to a regular store and buy shoes. But that's not the life I was given. My cross to bear is that. Are we finding sea moss? No, Connie Perry orders my sea moss for me, and I just stock up on bottles and bottles when I go home. Oh, that's not true. There's natural food stores. Yes, we're finding sea moss. I think we're finding sea moss in Latin America. Have I ever seen it? I imagine yes, because I've bought. Yeah, Sibi. Yes, we are finding sea moss in Latin America. Sea moss capsules. I don't know about the gel. I'm assuming the gel too. Roshni, who is Glamazini. Are you here, Roshni? Roshni is a fan of the gel, actual sea moss gel. On her channel, she just dip a spoon in it, eat the gel. And I would be willing to do that. I don't think I'm opposed to it. She has one that's soursop. Is it soursop flavor? Let me see. Let me see if I can get to her video quickly. If I type in Glamazini soursop, she is from the Virgin Islands. Okay, so this is the video. Copy. All right, so this is her video called Soursop Sea Moss Taste Test. This is from when? Because she may be on a different brand now. Let's see. 6 months ago. So she may be, watch her soursop videos. Watch her sea moss videos. She may be on a different one now. Because of the flavor. That's why I think that some of these flavored ones might not be too bad. Because I don't know what soursop tastes like. I don't think. But it's a fruit, right? So how bad could it be? It's probably better than the regular sea moss gel. You make your own? What do you mean? What do you mean? See, hair not healthy. I'm just gonna pull it. The had a little tangle. I'm just gonna pull it off. Throw it away. Just rip it off. Rip it. Rip it. But what do you mean? So you just buy sea moss somewhere and then make your own gel? You'd be surprised about the things I don't know you can make. I saw a woman making cornflakes a couple of years ago on the internet, and I was like, oh, everything is made. You could make anything if you have the time. Oh, is soursop guanabana? Okay, I do like that. I do like that. In Colombia, we call it guanabana. Guanabana. I do like that. I do know that. Okay, then I would like it. I like it. When I fly Copa Airlines, that's the juice that I get. They'd be like, do you want a drink? Do you want this? Do you want something? And I'll be like, do you have the guanabana juice? Guanabana? I think they say either one. That's my juice. Okay, if that's soursop, then that's the sea moss that I would take. And it's also a cancer fighter. Okay, good. Okay, good. All right, we're learning so much. When and where is the next meetup? There are meetups happening, I think, this weekend in the Exodus Summit community. The next meetup that Rashida and I will be at is in Medellin, Colombia, the second weekend of August. I think I'll be around like 5 to 10 of August in Medellin for the Medellin Flower Festival. We'll organize some things during the Flower Festival, at least a meal or two during the Flower Festival. And so if you're wanting information on meetups, or if you want to host a meetup in your city or in a city that you're going to, please join us in the Exodus Summit community. If you're a Black woman, you should be in the Exodus Summit community. If you're a Black woman and if you enjoyed this community and this conversation today, join us, exodussummit.com/community. We left Facebook, but we're on a platform that costs more money. It costs money, and it costs more money to like moderate. And so you got to pay $1. Okay. It's a $1 membership, but it's $1 one time, not $1 a year, not $1 a month, just $1. Okay. Join us in the Exodus Summit community so that you can see the events that are happening. We have meetups in. Hi. Oh, yes. But wait, what is it? Eventbrite. Rashida, can you give me the link again? She just told me this yesterday. We have an Eventbrite. If you're not part of the Exodus Summit community, well, tell me what to say. We do have a London group that has had meetups pretty regularly. I can't remember the last time there was a meetup in London, but there's some women in and around London in the Exodus Summit community who meet up. I know Jackie is still in Grenada, but some of the women have gotten to the Caribbean, but there are still some women in the London area. Thank you. Hold on, give me 1 second, because I want to share something else with you. Okay. Oh yeah, that's that. We have meetups in Phoenix, Massachusetts, and Southern California happening tomorrow, Sunday. Okay. So we have an Eventbrite link for those of you who are not in the Exodus Summit community. Eventbrite will show you the calendar. Then if you want the details of the meetup, join us in the Exodus Summit community, exodussummit.com/community. Okay. You're welcome. Okay. And Karima Fatima told us how to make the gel. Oh, it was too long. I don't see it. Okay. Yeah. YouTube is funny about comments. I just didn't know you could make it. I guess I can look it up. I'm not going to make it. Understand? Sometimes I just get surprised about the things that people make for themselves. I'm like, oh, you could make that? I'm telling you, it blew me away when that woman made them when the woman made them cornflakes. And it was like, I was 50 years old. I was 50 years old, like, oh, people make their own cereal? It was flour, right? Oh. And then you bake it and you break it up and I think she baked the thing, broke it up into pieces and baked it again. Okay. Anything in New York? So the Exodus Summit community in New York is strong. Okay. And they have a scheduled meetup. It feels like every month. And even in the wintertime, if they don't feel like going out, they'll do stuff on Zoom. So go ahead and join us in the Exodus Summit community, exodussummit.com/community. They get together. I went to a New York meetup that was more than 50 people, but I've also been to a New York meetup that was like 5 people, because anybody can say, I'm going to this place at this time on this date. Who wants to meet up? It can be smaller. So I don't want you to be intimidated by the size of the big ones because they can also be small. You can say, any woman in the Exodus Summit community can say, I'm going here on this date at this time. Who wants to meet up? Francis approves meetups when they are not ticketed events and something else. It's got to be in a place, a location where y'all can talk. A park, walking in the park, sitting at a restaurant, something like that, but not going to a festival. Right. So the Medellin Flower Festival, I'm calling that a meetup, but the meetup will actually be probably at a restaurant. Right. The meetup itself will be at a restaurant where we can talk and get to know each other. Community is the point. So a movie, you can go to a movie with women in the Exodus Summit community. Right. You go to your city in the little channels section. You go to your city and you can be like, y'all want to go see a movie? I don't have any idea. I Love Boosters. Who want to go see I Love Boosters with me? Right. But to be a meetup, it needs to be a place. That can be a thing that y'all just work out on your own. But to be a meetup, it needs to be a place and time where y'all can talk and get to know each other. But that can be a walk and talk. I've done meetups in the park. We did a meetup in the park in Delaware when I was home. Okay. And Black women only. Black women only. Something tore me up. If I leave it alone, it'll be gone in a few minutes. Have I told you all about my superpower? My mosquito bites heal in record time, but I have to leave it alone first. All right. New York meetups approximately. Oh, they're so oddie. New York meetups approximately every 3 months, in person or online. They be getting together, okay, and making progress and being accountability partners and buddies for each other. Yeah. Southern California, usually 10 or 20 people every other month. Zooms are done the month we're not in person. The Exodus Summit community meets up. Yeah, if you're a Black woman and you're a member of the Exodus Summit community, you can post a meetup. Not a ticketed event, a meetup. I'm going to be at this coffee shop or this park entrance or this whatever, this date at this time. Any woman in the community can create a meetup. It can be a one-time thing, doesn't have to be a recurring thing. Now, if you break the rules by selling, right, using the meetup to sell your Tupperware or your Mary Kay, I don't even think is Tupperware even, Tupperware still exists. If you use the meetup to sell, they're not going to like it. And Rashida probably going to put you out the group. They're not going to like it and we'll probably put you out the group. Follow the rules. Make it a meetup to get to meet other women in the community, not a sales pitch. If it's a sales pitch, they're just going to get up and leave. And then what? Right? No, you can't sell your MLM products, Amina. No. Years ago, a coworker was like, I'm having some people over for dinner. Do you want to come over for dinner? And I said yes. And then it happened to be the day I was going wedding dress shopping with a friend. So then I called her at the very last minute. I'm like, girl, I'm worn out. I'm not coming to dinner. Have a good time. She was like, oh, actually, if you can't come, we'll just do it next week. And I'm like, what kind of dinner party can you just reschedule at the last minute? I was so dumb. I didn't know. It was Amway. It was an Amway recruitment dinner. So then I went ahead and went the next week. If I didn't ask any questions, I didn't ask anybody. I get there the next week and it's her Amway upline person and her, and the upline person and his wife and her husband trying to convince me to sell Amway. I should have known when she was like, oh, we'll just have the dinner party next week. I should have known it wasn't no dinner party. So dumb. I don't ask enough questions in my life. I don't ask people questions about what do you mean? How is that possible? None of that. Okay. We don't do that at the meetups. We talk and we get to know each other. No matter how big or small a meetup is, there's always some people in there who you're like, y'all were made to meet. I can't believe this. How is it possible? Rashida and I just did a coaching or call. We did a Zoom call with the woman whose team contributed the most to the Girls Going Global fundraiser. 2 women on the call. Don't you know, they had like 3 different things in common. They worked in the same field. They lived or were visiting this. They were about to visit the same city and something else. Like, that's crazy. It don't matter how big or how small a meetup is. There were 2 other women at this meetup Zoom call, and they had all of these things in common. So get yourself to a meetup with Black women who are into some of the things you're into so that you can meet some people that you're made to meet. You were supposed to meet. It's really awesome. Did they feed you? I'm sure she fed me. I'm sure there was dinner. I just remember he kept asking me, her top line person, he just kept asking me, what kind of car do you want, Stephanie? What kind of car do you want? And the Volkswagen Passat was a new car. And I was like, well, I'd like to have a Volkswagen Passat. And he was like, no, you can dream bigger than that. And I was like, well, I really like the Volkswagen Passat. How come I can't say Volkswagen Passat? What's wrong with my dream of having a Volkswagen Passat? You can dream bigger than that. That's all I need. That's what I really remember. I don't remember what the dinner was, but I remember, let's talk about what kind of car you would dream of having. Meanwhile, I don't even know if his car was as good as a Volkswagen Passat. I'm like, I really like it. What year did that come out? And what car would I have had at that time? Oh, must not. It says it came out in 1973. When did it come to the United States? 1996, maybe 1996. So 1996. This was probably later than that. Oh no, it could have been. I was working at MBNA then. Yeah. I'm like, I would really like a Passat. What's going on here? Yeah. But the Passat probably cost the same amount as a little baby BMW, right? It wasn't what was the inexpensive car back then? I don't know. It wasn't cheap. I couldn't afford it. I know that much. Whatever it cost at that time, I did not have it in my budget. Yeah, meetups in Maryland and DC, meetups all over the United States. If you join the community, you'll see. Join us. The meetups that I just read off are the meetups that are happening tomorrow. And we have kind of like a lull right now in meetups. So if you join, you may have to create the meetup, right? Or just go into I was in MBNA in Newark, Delaware, of course. You may have to go to the previous tab, like history, to see the old meetups that happened, to remind people that it's been a while, right? Last time we had a meetup was such and such a time in the channel, right? Last time this city had a meetup was such and such a time. Who wants to do one, right? Yep. I was in MBNA before I worked for MBNA before I went into the Army. So 96, 97 makes sense. Makes sense. Okay. Okay. We've covered a million different things today. I hope you enjoyed it. Hit the like button before you go. Hit the share button if you feel like there's somebody who would be interested in this video. It's the beginning of the parts of the video. Let me stop. If you think there's a Black woman who would be into parts of the video, share it. You may need to give her some disclaimers, okay? Stephanie, not a very serious person. What disclaimers would I give somebody? Not very serious, but a very helpful community. The chat is awesome. Was there a lot going on today, Tori? Thank you for your service, Tori. Thank you for your service, moderator friend. Thank you. I didn't notice a lot going on. A lot of problems. If I was going to warn someone, give somebody a trigger warning about this particular channel, I would say, Stephanie, not a very serious person. And she laughs a lot because some people get put off by that. And I would say that the community is amazing and the chat is awesome. But not every message gets seen and read. And I would say, warn them about me, warn them about the chat, and then warn them that the link that you don't have to watch a 2-hour and 40-minute video. You can just watch a part. Watch it till you get sick of it. If you want to come back to it later, you're welcome to come back and watch more of it. A lot of my views are from people who leave it and come back to it later. But you're not signing up for a 2-hour and 40-minute video, right? There's usually the first 20 minutes, really I'm hammering the point home. I don't usually drift off until after the first 20 minutes. Those are the warnings I would give to a new person. Those are the warnings. Nikki says, please invite the women to be in community on Heartbeat. Don't be shy about where you live. That's how you build community. We engage with ladies in local areas. Local areas. You think there's going to be nobody from your area in the community, and then you get there and they just had a meetup and oops, I should have been here 2 weeks ago, right? Some places that surprise me that do regular meetups, you would expect the larger cities. But it always surprises me when I see Charlotte pop up. Charlotte, smaller city, right? Charlotte, North Carolina, you see meetups. St. Louis, Roshni and her squad, they be doing St. Louis meetups. We've had meetups in Minneapolis, right? I'm just naming smaller cities. Oh, Oklahoma. What's the city in Oklahoma? They've had meetups, right? So join us. You'll like it, okay? You'll like it, I promise. I can't imagine you coming to the Exodus Summit community to meet women, Black women that are like you, and then being like, I don't like it, right? If you didn't like anything about this conversation, you're not gonna like it. But if there was some piece of this chat, some piece of this conversation that you were into, you know what? There's thousands of Black women in the community, okay? Yeah, Monique says she just finished watching a 3-hour live stream. I'm in on the long stuff. I like it. I know it's not for everyone though. I try to make the first 20 minutes on topic. I try, right? After I greet you, hello, good morning, say good morning. After I greet you, I try to get the first 20 minutes on topic so that people know you don't have to sign up to watch a 2.5-hour video. You can just watch some of it. Sometimes you just get pulled in and you want to keep going. I appreciate that. I love it. That's how it works for me with strangers, right? I don't know you. Let me sign up. Let me watch a little bit and see if I'm going to stick around. Next thing I know, it's been 3 hours. But yeah, Junket says, join Heartbeat and participate. Junket, who just got residency, where? I remember the Instagram post, but right now I can't picture where you were. Right? Come on in. The water's fine. Yeah, you'll like it. You'll like it. Okay, thanks for being here, friends. I've linked to the Exodus Summit community. I'll do that in the description too. So if you're watching the replay, hello, friends in the future. Hope it's awesome there. Links are there. This is the Exodus Summit community on Heartbeat. $1 one time to join for Black women. This is the events on Eventbrite. If you want to see what meetups are coming the most closest meetups happening, Eventbrite is where you can see that if you haven't joined the community yet. And I saw a question about Medellin and I didn't open it. The Medellin, Sibi, I saw your question. The Medellin Flower Festival is August 1 through 10. Rashida and I will both be in town, I believe like the 5th or 6th through the 10th. We don't know which day the actual meetup will happen. I would plan to be there 6 to 10 at least. Is that annoying to y'all to not have we'll have a specific date sometime. Anybody in Medellin who can tell us where to meet up? The problem is we've never been to Medellin. Or no, she's been there. The problem is I don't know where to have a meetup. Like, I don't know. I know there's the Libertario coffee chain. So if worst case scenario is I just pick a Libertario coffee shop. But I don't think we want to meet up in a coffee shop. We want space and we want time and all of that. I don't know how many of us will be there. All right. But I would plan to be there 6 to 10 or so. I would plan that weekend. Because after that, I'm going with Charlotte Van Horn on her Medellin relocation tour, the 10th through the 15th. So I know I'll be done by the 10th. Okay. Yeah, it's good to have a long live stream on when you're doing things. That's how I use them. That's how I do it too. Sometimes even when I'm just out walking, right, listening on my phone. Sometimes that's what I'm doing with Rashida. Sometimes I'm making breakfast with Rashida's live stream on Sundays. But sometimes I'm outside walking, chatting. If I think I'm going to be, like the other week, I was like, when I saw the video title, I was like, I need to sit down for this video. Let me stay in the house for this one. But sometimes I'll be out walking and stuff. It's nice to have some companionship, some company in your ear. Yeah, so we're about to make breakfast now. Yeah, long drives. Yeah. Yeah, if you're doing YouTube things, you don't have to, just because people say, oh, people's attention spans are so long, doesn't mean you need to cater to that. You can't cater to everybody. You cannot. Okay. Oh, Dr. Bell can no longer go to the flower festival. I can't put your comment on. I'm sorry, I can't get that on the screen. Okay. Get your chores done. Yeah. Okay. Thanks for hanging out, friends. I know I've said thank you and goodbye 6 times, but thank you for hanging out. Nice to see you. I hope that some of this conversation was in some way enlightening or engaging or at least fun or interesting. I hope it was at least interesting. Don't forget to like the video, and I'll see you guys again real soon. Happy whatever, fill in the blank. Happy New York Knicks finals day. Happy Pride. Happy, what did we say? Puerto Rican Day parade weekend. Happy Juneteenth. So much happening. Happy FIFA World Cup. I got my Colombia jersey. Happy World Cup. What a nice weekend we're having. Take good care. Knicks in 5. Happy birthday weekend. Happy birthday, Dr. D. Bell. Oh, is it Islamic New Year? How have I never heard of this? Happy Islamic New Year. There's a lot going on. Convergence. We've got a confluence of good vibes, okay? A confluence of goodness happening right now. I hope you feel it. Okay. Take good care, friends. Happy Gemini season to all of y'all. Happy Haiti in the World Cup Day. So much happening. Happy Father's Day. Oh, is tomorrow Father's Day? Shoot. Tomorrow's Father's Day. Happy Father's Day. Whoops. I need to get something ordered, I guess. All of that. Okay. All of that. Okay. Take good care. Take good care. Bye, guys. Oh, next weekend. Okay. Thank you. Don't scare me like that. Don't scare me like that. If it's next weekend, I have time to get something in the mail. Okay. Take good care, y'all. Hey, Francine. Hey, JG. Bye.